We're back at it at our brand new time on Tuesdays. Welcome to the Claw Pod. Ross, Marshall Von Erich. I'm your host, the Ant-Man. Good to see you guys. Last week during the show, you got a text while we were doing it on our brand new time on Tuesday going, hey, we need you in Detroit tomorrow. So you guys took off to Detroit the next morning.
That's short notice, man. We like that. For the most part, we like that.
I like this me stuff. I know
Always
you like
be ready
that.
to go.
Ross, do you like that?
I just go with the flow, man.
There you go.
Like,
okay, that's
you
good.
know, it is what it is. But I make the most of it, and I enjoyed my time when I was there. So we had fun. It was good.
Sure.
The travel there was it's Ross and I now. For me, I don't know about for Ross how he feels. I want to ask him, but for me, like wrestling trips are vacations now because my house is so crazy with my boys and stuff.
Oh, sure.
So I'm starting to realize, like when I leave, like this is great. I have no responsibility, just wrestling, and so this is awesome.
Yeah, because then you become Ross's responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to the venue and things like that. Yeah,
so and get into trouble.
The single guy. Yeah, you get a little taste of having a kid for a minute.
Like don't touch that. You got to pay for that. You know,
don't put your finger in there.
Yeah,
sure. Well, you hopped on a plane, went to Detroit. I know it was on Wednesday night when they taped the stuff for Collision and for Ring of Honor. You guys, can you see? This is what I want to be careful of. I don't know if you can talk about what you did yet.
Yeah,
are you allowed to talk about that?
You know what we could do is just talk about it until we get in trouble.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's always the safest way, but I'm all about it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Who did you end up facing on Ring of Honor?
MXM. We still got our drama with them and stuff. But you know what was cool is the Sons of Texas reunited. We had Sammy and Dustin. We had the whole team back together. But one cool thing, I thought it was really cool that Dustin did this too. Right before we came out. They asked, what music do you want to come out to? And I assume Dustin's because he gets a pop, you know, it's a good song. Yeah. He's like, no, we're coming out to Stranglehold. Dustin was just certain on it. And we're honored about it. Like, sweet, really? But everybody loves that song in our group. And so I don't know, is it the Sons of Texas new theme song? But anyways, the song got a pop and I love Detroit now. Detroit's freaking awesome.
That was our first
really cool.
First time ever in wrestling in Detroit, wasn't it?
I think so. So, man. Dude,
you've never wrestled in Detroit before.
I'm trying to think.
No, like a lot of places around that area, but not in Detroit.
That's right. We have it.
I didn't realize how close to Canada Detroit it is. I'd never been before.
Yeah.
I went to was it SummerSlam in Detroit a couple of years ago. And my buddy Michael, who's on Wrestle Chat with me, he and I went, and we were kind of going, touring downtown, walking around and whatnot. I was looking for the statue of the fist. I believe that's Joe Frazier's fist. And we're there looking at that, and I'm like, that's a giant Canadian flag, and that's Canada. That's bizarre. That's Canada. I had no idea.
Oh, wait, actually, Ross, we did wrestle in Detroit a lot of times, dude. That's where the Caesar Arena is, or what is it called? It's MLW. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. We wrestled in
Chicago, right?
Yeah, never mind. I screwed that up. Yeah, different place.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chicago, I know that's where you guys are headed to next week. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. Anything fun outside of the ring happen with you guys when Detroit?
Yeah, so Ross and I do our normal thing. We like to wander and get to see the city because we're usually there.
Just walk around?
Yeah, just walk around, get out of the
arena. We like walk to a few circles around the building, walk around the town, the surrounding areas a little bit. The park, it was fun.
They found a park. Detroit was like pretty dead. It was like pretty empty.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Boston was sick because we actually it was like impossible to get out of the arena because there's so much security. But Detroit, it was probably the worst locker room we've ever been in because it was so tight and stairs. There was like so many flights of stairs. Ross and I went to the top for some stupid reason. I don't know why, but we're at the very top, and so everyone pretty much just shared the stairwell for the locker room, and so that part was bad. So of course Ross and I wanted to get out, but we got out and we were just walking around and we met this artist, this really cool guy named Lance. And he was showing us some of his art, super, super down to earth guy. And that every time we have we're on a card or a show, we always end up like, that's really the coolest part of the trips, the people you meet. And so we met this guy and he's around our age too. And he was sharing some like life stories and stuff. And had a prayer, and yeah, dude, like we get a little shout out to Lance. He's a cool guy. He's on Instagram. He is an artist. I think it's L.A.N.C.
No,
Lance
T.S. There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his Instagram right here. Yeah.
So is he like it could be your new music going to the ring artist or
he is like awesome drawings, drawings.
Definitely going to get some kind of collab art with him, man. Really cool story. Been through a lot. Yeah. And we kind of hit it off. So it was cool, man. Anytime we go to a new place, we're always looking for opportunities to connect with people like that, you know? So it was like a cool, like divine appointment kind of thing. It was awesome.
It really was. And then
have any good food in Detroit?
Man, Boston, we had an amazing pizza, but I think Detroit's like the spot that I really wanted to get pizza. Yeah. But Ross, Subway. I mean,
we're in catering.
This brand new place, Subway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, anytime we're catering is always like the spot. Like Tony likes to do it big when it comes to eating, you know, with the boys. So yeah, there's not really much need to go outside.
The catering, AW's catering is so good, man. It really is. It is elite. They're serious about it, and it's the hardest part is getting to the show and like, okay, let's try to eat light. Then you smell like meatloaf and like all this great food. So Ross and I try to stay. That's when we try to escape. Honestly, get out of the building. Does
Tony have a traveling chef that does all that?
That's what I was wondering. Because I don't recognize the chefs yet. All right, I think it's just he hires some like people that are in that town, maybe
just in the town. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of like country artists on big tours because they have, you know, big camps for each of the openers that they'll usually hire a chef who comes in and does it for everything. Jason Aldean takes out a chef with him. You know, Tim McGraw takes out a chef with him. And mainly a big reason for some of those guys is to make sure that they eat healthy at every show. Mm-hmm. You know,
it's the right way to do it. It really is the right way to do it. Like how Ross does that with his makeup artist. You know, Jeff. He brings Jeff everywhere.
you should. We should start making it a segment every week to what was in catering. What'd you have in catering this week?
Oh man!
So you can let us in on what goes on in the catering department as far as like a cooking segment on the podcast.
I always embarrass Ross because they have Tupperware containers, and I always fill one up with candy when I leave. Yeah, mostly so the kids. I have something to give the kids when I get home, but
we usually destroy it when we get back to the room.
No, of course. And everybody hates you because you still have abs after eating all that candy too.
Ross,
yeah, absolutely. Dynamite this past week, Bobby Lashley told MJF, if you want, or not this past Wednesday, the Wednesday before, if you want in, you got to hurt people. That's what we do in the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. It's even the title of their song as their walkout music. And this week, MJF actually ended up hurting somebody. Dante Martin of Top Flight left bloodied on the outside of the ring, and tank top of MJF, taped up fist, gets in the ring with blood all over him and says, screams, "I hurt people." I guess it still wasn't enough for a thumbs up from Bobby Lashley, at least this week, because he says he's going to have an answer for him next week. The odds of Max getting in, what do you think they are, guys?
Ross, you go first.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, if that wasn't enough, then it's got to be pretty brutal. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure where they're going, but it's very, very interesting, and it looks like it's going to be pretty brutal. So
you think it ends up in like a strap match, or ends up in a something like that, or a hardcore match of some type?
Sheesh, I don't know. I think so. There's going to be blood is my estimation. I think.
Dude, MVP or Anthony, if you ever got a chance to meet him?
No, I have not. No. Man,
he's a really he's just one of those guys that he's really just fun to talk to, especially he's got a really cool voice, especially talking in the back. You're away from the loud crowd and stuff. You go in the back, and he's got almost like a soothing voice in a way, but he's a great storyteller. And I don't know, it kind of translates into his promos and stuff like that. But I feel like all that group together is like so many powerful promos. I mean, Bobby Lashley's his own thing, own thing. But my dream match as a kid was Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. I thought that was the coolest set of guys ever. But I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it might have been fake. I sent it to Ross, but did y'all see the Brock Lesnar rumor?
I saw that. And I mean, I would hate if we're just jumping on some kind of internet rumor, but what
That's
better
what I'm
place
about,
to talk about internet rumors than on the pod, you know?
Yeah. Anthony, did you hear about that?
It'd be cool.
No, I don't know. What did you hear?
It was Brock Lesnar might be coming to AEW. It seems like highly unlikely, but if it happened, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, just have him walking in the ring with there was one of those back before while Vince was still in WWE. So before all that happened, and what seems like maybe a reason that Brock is not back in WWE. There was a rumor that he was done in WWE. There was not, could there be an option of him coming to AEW anytime soon? That kind of fizzled out. So either it's just being rekindled or there's some.
Well, that's where I was going with it. Is MJF wanted to impress some people. He beats up a dude like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, see, Brock's not coming to AEW to have Max beat him up.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of money involved to see that happen.
So Brock Lesnar owns AEW now. I got it.
Oh yeah, that's the next.
That's how much you'd have to get paid to do that. Yeah, tomorrow night we'll find out what. Well, I say we will, unless there's another stipulation that Bobby throws in the mix to have Max be a part of the Hurt Syndicate. Evidently, we're supposed to have a real answer of thumbs up or thumbs down, done and for sure, whether Max is going to be a part of this group. My prediction, I think, is Ross is with you, is that it ends up in a match between Max and Bobby. He's going to give him a thumbs down one more time, and the next person he hurts is Bobby.
So you think he's up to something?
I do. I think there's something leading to a match. I don't think it's. I mean, what do we get out of Max being a part of the Hurt Syndicate?
I know. He's definitely up to something. It's Max. Of course he is.
There's some deeper thing that is behind all of it. We just don't know what it is yet. It's kind of the vibe, I think. I'm
excited to see coming up tomorrow night. I want to talk about a match from last week too that I thought was just stellar, and I love that these ladies are getting the attention that they are. It was Thunder Rosa, Toni Storm, Anna Jay, and Penelope Ford, a 4-way women's championship eliminator. I would like to know what's the possibility of finding another story and another character like Toni Storm for the women's division? Thunder is up there for me. I mean, I think she has a great story just in and of herself of how she's worked her way up to what she's doing right now. I think that after her match with Britt Baker, the lights out match that she had several years ago, the t-shirt that was iconic with Britt's face on it, there was another person in that match, and the one that left her bloody, and that was Thunder Rosa. I'd like to see something really take off with Thunder. What do you guys think?
Dude, Thunder Rosa is incredible as a human being and wrestler, and we were lucky enough to fly home with her after Detroit.
Oh, were you? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we got to hang out.
She lives in San Antonio, right?
Yeah, she lives in
nice.
And she trains at the same spot we train and stuff, so it's kind of
love it.
Perfect, but she's like, man, I wonder what her deal is. She looks so young, acts young. It's just like and then when she's in the ring, she just she moves like what freaked me out is she got into wrestling a lot later. That's what she was telling us. I didn't know that. I was like, maybe how long have you been wrestling? Forever? But she was like, no, I got in. She's like 28, I believe.
Wow.
But she's such a natural, man. It's pretty cool. She said her ex-boyfriend got her involved in wrestling. I feel bad to be that guy now. Not
only am I going to get involved in wrestling, but I'm going to be arguably one of the best on the planet. So that's what she did.
Definitely
a cool story around Thunder. That creates something similar. Of course, you don't want to do the exact same thing, obviously, that Toni Storm has done, but the same blueprint, the overall of how a character that everybody buys into. I mean, you believe that Toni Storm is, the damsel in distress, or that whole old Hollywood, not the damsel in distress, but you know what I mean? That whole 1920s, 30s Hollywood starlet. And she talks and moves and acts like that. Of course, the black and white helps that whole character as well, so that they can do that.
Has anyone done that before? Because I was talking to my wife about that, actually. My wife does not isn't a wrestling fan really, but that's the one gimmick that she enjoys. She enjoys watching because it's so funny. I watched one of her press conferences, and I can't even repeat what she said because it was so filthy and disgusting. But it was like shock humor. But gosh, it was gross. But it was the way she delivered it was so funny. But I was like, has anybody done this before? This type of gimmick, this
I'm trying to think. There was somebody, and so throw it in the comments here if you remember what I'm talking about, and maybe it wasn't Johnny Nitro's entrance, because that was in slow mo. That's what, but it was something like that.
Oh, that was cool.
Either a different color or a whole different. Goldust obviously had the 24 frames a second versus the 60. They changed the frame rate for his entrance, so it made things look much more cinematic. But there's something in the back of my mind that I'm remembering, but not in full, of something of a character in WWE that did.
The tag team, remember Simon Gotch, and they did the strongman thing. I like
and maybe that's part of it too. Yeah. That was really cool.
I love that, man.
And vaudevillians.
Vaudevillians,
man. Yeah.
But Seth or Simon Gotch, we always called him Seth, but he was doing that in World League when we were wrestling at Harley Race's promotion. Yeah, like that was
fun.
That was him. He's also another guy that's like, as far as like wrestling history, the guy's a genius. It's crazy.
I love that character of those guys. His partner isn't he the play-by-play guy in TNA? The guy who sings as well. I'm trying to think of his name. I may be wrong. I may be way off.
Yeah, because I was wondering where he went, because Simon is like, he was doing that gimmick. He was already doing the strongman thing, and that was the one gimmick that I've ever gone to a show with my dad. And my dad was like, I love that. I love that, because he's walking around these
definitely unique.
It's unique. Yeah, it's funny.
Mustache. Yeah,
and Toni Storm making that her own. Probably one of the first females to do it, but completely owning it and knocking out of the park every time. It's like must see TV, and anytime like I'm walking by a monitor and she's out there, I'm like, I'm gonna see what happens.
I'll watch this one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Well, tomorrow, AEW Beach Break going down at the Now Arena just outside of Chicago. When I think of beach, I don't necessarily think of Chicago. I was thinking more of Jacksonville. But I anticipate this being a fantastic show coming up tomorrow night. Of course, they'll do a taping of Collision there as well. Looking forward to hearing what Bobby has to say to MJF. Does that team start wearing Burberry if they get Max in?
Man. Somehow Bobby will make it look tough.
Oh, of course he would.
Yeah,
I mean, Max does.
Yeah,
Max actually makes it looks pretty tough.
Yeah,
we should start wrestling conspiracies and think of all the different outcomes. Like if Max got MVP to turn on everybody, or I feel like I wonder what the conversation was, because so MVP is like the leader of the group in a way, but obviously him and Max have had conversations because there's like a understanding that they have. But yeah, I don't know. I was about to start throwing some crazy.
Do it. Throw off some crazy. I'd love to hear them. Because maybe one of them.
The fact that MVP is involved, that's always going to be. It's always going to go somewhere interesting, because he knows exactly what he's doing, and he never does anything unless there's a purpose behind it. So you
think he may turn on the guys?
I'm not saying that, but if anybody could do it and make it make sense and make it fun to watch, MVP could.
Yeah.
MVP, MJF, those are two great characters to be facing off against each other. So
agree.
Yeah.
It feels like, and it has since we started talking about it, and even still feels like today, that July is so far away, and it just isn't. We're less than we're right at 2 months now away from, of course, All In Texas, Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers. Tickets are on sale for that right now, and it looks like it's filling up and is going to be a lot of people when it does fill up, because that place is massive. I just want to know if we know yet if the roof's going to be on or off. Or are we waiting for weather on something like that?
I'm not sure, but dude, me and Ross were talking about this on the right or after Detroit. We're driving home, and this All In is going to be, I feel like a taste of what the future is going to hold in a way. And Ross and I have like this deep commitment and love for AEW for a lot of reasons. And this loyalty to Tony for coming in the time he did, and what it meant to us, and taking a chance on us. But for All In to be in Texas at this time, the movie, all that stuff, all the attention that the family has gotten up to this point, Ross and I are going to give everything we have. It's all in. And we were getting so pumped. I almost want to say too much about it, but there's going to be some, it's going to be a really, 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 really fun show, exciting. And I don't know, man, there's to hear that, you feel the energy when you're in the locker room too.
Yeah.
Everybody, this one feels special. It feels different than any like pay-per-view or anything like that. Like everyone in the locker room is, there's a serious, they're not joking about it. They're not taking it lightly. It seems like everybody is going to is going to kill it out there. That's what at least it feels like in the locker room. It feels, and AEW feels like a team right now. Before, when we first got there, it felt like you were in a locker room with people that, that just trying to get a job. It doesn't feel like that there. Yeah. Right now it feels like a team, and like, guys, let's get this promotion as a serious contender. And it's exciting. It's super exciting to be a part of it. It feels like the start of something. AEW, they've been going for a little bit, but it still feels like there's something happening.
I feel like the stars are aligning for something huge, and it's just like, that's where it really, I feel like it almost all like really begins, at least for us, like in this all in show. It's going to be,
as great as, I mean, nothing to frown upon of the, or to have exceptions with having the all ins previously over in England at Wembley Stadium, and selling those, all the tickets that he sold for those, great and awesome and accomplishment that shouldn't be frowned upon or taken lightly in any way. But I think a little part of it is, but this isn't home. And it's not home for the majority of our stars. And now you can go, can we do this in America? Can we do it in our home? And I think it's very, very smart to put the very first stadium show like this right in the center of the United States.
Yes, man.
So easy to get to if you're I mean, of course, Dallas Airport it's one of the more friendly giant airports.
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever done Atlanta? You done any of those? It's not like either one of those. It's just not.
You're right about being friendly too. Out of all the airports, there's some big city airports where it seems like everybody's pissed that they're there.
Man, I'll say, and I hate having to go through Atlanta for anything, and I hate having to go through O'Hare. I'll go through Chicago, but if I don't have to go through O'Hare, it's great.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. Dang, we always have bad experiences.
You guys know those more than I do. I mean, you travel a lot more than me, but just in the few times that I have, it's been awful. But Dallas is one of those it's a little easier to get around when it comes to being a big giant airport.
Yep.
It does take about a day to get out of the airport because it's its own city and what have you. But I think I saw the overlay one time, and I believe the Dallas airport is bigger than Manhattan. Than all of it's bigger than all of that. So but it is, I mean, it has to be that big to get through, so many people in and out of there. But I will say that it's just really smart to have this show here in the middle of the US because it is easy to get to from wherever. There's pretty much a direct for most places.
Yes.
You shouldn't have to make too many connections if you have to make any at all to get here. I'm in Texas, so are these guys.
It is friendly. I've noticed it's friendly. My least favorite airport is probably Denver, just because it's a straight line and it's obnoxious to walk just as far, like so far. But man, Atlanta, Ross and I, when we're in Atlanta, we weren't really sure how Atlanta was going to be.
Pleasantly surprised, man.
We had some layovers over there, but what was it? It was Chicago, but Chicago was okay. Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I've met people that said, I've never been to Texas, but I flew through Houston, and they'll judge their opinion on Texas to Houston Airport. Don't do that. Houston Airport, they're always mean to me. I don't know. Ross almost got tased.
I know.
Yeah, it's not a great, it's not a good, I guess. Measuring.
I really actually got tased almost.
Really actually almost got tased. You didn't actually get tased.
We were flying international, and
my hands were full, and like I had everything, and I was like, "Oh, yes, ma'am, here you go." And I kind of dropped it on there, and she said,
"This passport."
Did you just throw that at me? Throw a projectile at me? I was like, "What?" No.
I started laughing because that kind of stuff always happens to Ross.
Like people behind me were like,
"He's the nicest guy."
I know. He gets misread all the time.
I know. People get a lot of misreads on me.
One time we're at the gym, and this dude with a beard, he's wearing a big beard. eyeliner, wearing a pink dress at the gym, and this dude's just looking for a problem. And we walk in, Ross goes through the door, they bump shoulders. He's like, "You got a problem, bro?" Like, right, Ross. And I just started laughing because I was like, please get in a fight. This would be the funniest
please get in a fight.
The funniest encounter ever. Seeing Ross go.
I was like, this is some kind of test. I'm just man.
Ross throwing fists.
You know what the headline would have been? Ross got beat up by a girl at the gym.
There's no win. There's no win.
Yeah. Exactly.
You beat up a girl, or you
Ross beats up a girl. It's there's no I immediately think of the headline of what the newspaper would say. So I avoid a lot of stuff that way.
Yeah.
July 12th is All In Texas at Globe Life. You guys should avoid the airport for that one. Just drive it, okay? Don't go Dallas, or don't go San Antonio to Dallas. Just drive.
Doesn't matter where you're at.
Drive, man. Good old fashioned driving.
Avoid all those. July 11th, the night before, Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor. You guys are on the poster. I would assume that you're going to be there, and in-person wrestling at the Esports Arena in Arlington. And it is literally just a few blocks. You can walk it from the Esports Arena over to Globe Life Field. So if you stay anywhere in that area, you really can kind of foot it wherever you want to go around there. Even if you have to cross over the interstate. I think it's 20, I believe that it's either 10 or 20 that you have to cross over, but there's walking bridges for it because people stay on the other side. So it works out great. And then if you just feel like you can go over to Six Flags, ride a ride.
Dude, esports is sentimental now because I feel like that's kind of where they were taking their chance on us. That was our job interview pretty much, that 8-9 shows we did over there. Not to mention you can go out in the back and watch people have a great time on a roller coaster while you're panicking half to death if you're going to have a good match or not. So now to take a breath and you go out there and you see a roller coaster, like, somebody's having a good day right now.
Yeah, they are. Well, you guys getting ready to pack up and head to Chicago?
We're on call this week. So we're going to see we're going to see what we're going to do, but
staying ready.
Staying sharp and ready.
If you don't have your tickets for either this weekend, if you're in the Chicago area and you'd love to go see that, you should go check it out, and you can find all the tickets for that and for Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor on July 11th, and of course, All In Texas at Globe Life Field at AEWTix.com. That's going to be a fun weekend. I mean, it literally, actually, I would say weekend. It's all week. I mean, you've got Dynamite on Wednesday, Collision on Thursday, you guys on Friday, of course, All In. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a fun weekend and
action packed.
Yeah. Oh man, that is gonna be a good weekend.
All right, you guys go do your laundry and get ready for your trip.
How'd you know my shirt was dirty, dude?
Before we did this, you didn't have one on.
That's right.
That's how I know.
That's right.
It passed the sniff test. I know it's about it.
Yeah.
Counted.
Yeah, my wife's getting tired of me borrowing her clothes too.
About 30 seconds before that, I think. Now
jeans are getting tight. I gotta take them off.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We'll see you back here next week on the Club Pod.